In a sport that never stops moving, even MMA junkies can struggle to keep up with all the latest headlines. If you missed any of Thursday's biggest news, let us catch you up to date with The Comeback. Nate Diaz continues to make the rounds in celebration of his UFC 196 win over Conor McGregor. And while the lightweight contender would seem to be in the driver's seat for a title shot, Diaz insists he isn't too worried about the title right now. He just wants to cash a few more big checks.
Trying to get a big fight, biggest fights possible, and I'm here to fight top fighters, the best fighters in the world. And
shouldn't the biggest fight possible be for a title, though? Shouldn't there be a title on the line?
You know, I think that title thing is a fairy tale, man. All these guys are like, I want the belt, I want to be the champion, but the best fighters in the world are getting paid the best money.
UFC officials certainly believe that UFC Fight Pass is the wave of the future when it comes to the broadcast of combat sports. But Andrew Simon, the CEO of Access TV Fights, who could easily be seen as a rival, told MMA Junkie Radio that he isn't yet certain that platforms like his own aren't currently the best destination for prospective promotions.
I'm sure that, everything's competition where you're taking a look at where the fights can be seen. That said, I know the promotions that are on our network are profitable promotions, and they are making money, and the legacies and the RFAs are thriving. And I don't know about the promotions that are going there at this point, how they are making their financial model work on Fight Pass. And, again, it's all economics of what's the better deal and where's the better place to be and where do people get the most exposure. Did Invicta get more exposure before Fight Pass or after Fight Pass with their fights? I'm not sure. It's just a matter of you have to put together the best distribution platform for your fights and how can they be seen. And at this point, I think UFC Fight Pass is doing a good job. I think WWE Network did a fantastic job at what they've done. And, who knows? Maybe we all work together one day. You never know in life. You never know.
New Yorkers continue to celebrate this week's legislation of MMA in the Empire State, and you can bet that the state's fighters will be lobbying hard to get on the UFC's Madison Square Garden debut later this year. Fast-rising bantamweight Aljamain Sterling wants on that bill, but he told MMA Junkie Radio he's not willing to wait for it.
I want to fight now. I need to fight now. The kid needs to get paid. The kid, there's bills to be paid. There's people that need to get choked out, and there's a belt that's shining that I see the light. I want to go get after that. So for me to wait and kind of take my name out of relevancy for so long would be kind of silly on my part. So I'd rather get in there now. Hopefully come out of the fight. Hopefully not too banged up and get ready for the next one, which would be MSG or wherever it is that they're going to hold the first UFC event in New York.
And that's The Comeback for Friday, March 25th. For more on the latest news in MMA, including why Uriah Hall elected not to train at King's MMA for his UFC 198 fight with Anderson Silva, as well as why Cowboy Cerrone thinks he could have provided an even worse night for Conor McGregor at UFC 196, check out MMA Junkie.